Hi everyone, in this video I'm going to talk about absolute value and absolute value equations. So for number 1 here we have the absolute value, so those vertical line bars mean absolute value, around the -2. What that's asking is how far is -2 from 0? So if I zoom in on our number line here, -2 is to the left of 0, -1, -2. That's 2 units away from 0, so the absolute value of -2 is equal to 2. The absolute value of 4, so how far is 4 away from 0? 1, 2, 3, 4 units away. I don't really need to move that one, but go up and down here, make a little bit of room. Number 3, the absolute value of -9. So -9 is almost to -10. It's right here, -9. -9 is 9 units away from 0. And the last one, the absolute value of 15, is 15. So for all of these, the answer is going to be positive because absolute value is measuring a distance from 0. Distance always needs to be positive. So it's not necessarily the opposite or the inverse of the number shown. It's always the positive value. So absolute value of a negative number will be positive. Absolute value of a positive number will still be positive. Now, so for equations, so for number 5, we have the absolute value of x plus 5 is equal to 8. So what that means is whatever x plus 5 is, the answer is 8 away from 0. So that means that x plus 5 is equal to 8, or x plus 5 is equal to -8. Okay, I'm going to run out of room, so I'm just going to use these 4 instead. So x plus 5 is equal to 8, or x plus 5 is equal to -8. Because our start said that the absolute value of x plus 5 is equal to 8. Our answer is 8 away from 0. So then we just have one-step equations from here. To isolate x, I'm going to subtract 5 on both sides of my equal sign. On the left, I subtracted 5 to isolate, and on the right, I subtracted to balance. So x is equal to 3. The other option, I'm going to subtract 5 again. Whatever I do to one side, I've got to do to the other. Isolate -8 minus 5 is -13. So I have 2 answers here. So the second one here, the absolute value of 2x minus 6 is equal to 10. What that means is that 2x minus 6, the answer is 10 away from 0. And there are 2 options there. There's -10 and there's +10. So in the lighter pink, I'll have the negative version. In the darker pink, I'll have the positive version. And here we have a 2-step equation. So first thing that I need to do to start to isolate or get x by itself is to add 6. And I'm left with 2x, and 10 plus 6 is 16. Divide by 2 next. X is equal to 8. And same thing over here, I need to add 6 to start. 2x is equal to -10 plus 6. Think about it as 10 minus 6, that's 4. It is -4 since 10 would be the bigger number and 10 is negative, even though -10 is smaller than +6. And then we'll divide by 2. A negative divided by a positive is a negative, so we've got -2 as our second answer. All right, now we have the absolute value of x minus 2 in parentheses, but the 3 is outside. And the 3 is right next to the absolute value bars, so that means we have 3 times the absolute value. So before I split my equation into 2 equations, I want to get those absolute value bars by themselves. So what I'm going to do is divide by 3 on both sides of my equal sign. 18 divided by 3 is 6. And now I'm left with the absolute value of x minus 2. Now I can split this up again. X minus 2 is equal to positive 6. X minus 2 is equal to negative 6. I don't want to split it until I'm left with just the absolute value bars. Add 2 to both sides of my equal sign. X is equal to 8. X is equal to negative 6 plus 2 is negative 4. 6 minus 2 is 4. Negative 6 means our answer is negative. Okay, and then the last one here, I'll keep it where it is. Hopefully this is organized enough to follow. So I have another case where I have a number on the outside of the absolute value bars. And so I want to get rid of it, undo it, change the look of this. So I'm going to multiply both sides by 2. 2 times 1/2 is 1. 1 times anything is whatever that thing is. So 2 and 1/2 are multiplicative inverses. And so I'm left with x plus 4. Not in parentheses, in absolute value bars, is equal to 7 times 2 is 14. Now I have absolute value bars, so I can separate this into positive 14 and negative 14. Negative 14 is also 14 away from 0. To solve, I'm going to subtract 4. X is equal to 10. Or x is equal to negative 18. Let me know in the comments below if you want to see any other versions.